Yo, my brothers, my sisters, and my ballers. Welcome back to another match day of What's Football with our fans, with your favorite social football analyst, Tsepiso Piti, aka Tsebzoro. To the ballers passing by, I hope you like what you see because I surely like what I do. And make sure to join the returning ballers who continue to show me gang love and appreciation by liking, commenting, as well as to subscribe. A few upsets happened this past weekend. Obviously, if you checked out the previous match day, you saw me speak about the title leaders. One being caught off guard by the new age Burnley, with Sean Dyche and Tarkowski producing a masterclass to dethrone Arsenal and give them their second L of the season, whilst the other log leaders continue to march on, with Napoli as well as Barcelona claiming 3-0 victories. So in this match day, I'm speaking about the title challengers who are on the tails of the log leaders. With that being said, let me start where it seems like it's over. Inter Milan, who in contrast have been on a great run of form since the World Cup break, beating everyone in their way. Cup competition, Super Cup, they've beaten Napoli, they beat AC Milan 3-0 in Riyadh in the Super Cup, as well as 1-0 this past weekend, or 2 weekends back. And they continue to just march on, Dzeko and Lautaro Martinez have finally formed a formidable combination, It's kind of bringing back a few memories of Martinez with Lukaku. Only difference is that Martinez is the one getting more of the goals and he's leading from the front with the armband. DiMarco has probably been the most improved player for Inter Milan this season. He's showing dust on the left side, keeping Robin Gosens out the team. Dumfries continues to fly down the right flank, creating great attention from Europe's biggest names for him. The one thing that's helped Simone Inzaghi's side is, I guess, the transfer rumors have shut down around the players, The light at the end of the tunnel is more clear with Lukaku. It seems like he won't be returning next season. It's a loan, let's finish the loan, let's get it done. Milan Skriniar's transfer situation is done. We know he's not going to be here next season, he's going off to PSG. So a lot has been settled, There aren't many disruptions anymore in the team, hence why they're being able to see away the likes of the Cremoneses, who they play with, the Udineses, who's coming soon, as well as Sampdoria. In the cup competition, they have Juventus in the semi-finals. They've just been doing well in all competitions this season, seeing away Empoli. In the Champions League, they have a good draw against Porto. I'm very hopeful for Inter Milan, the closest competitor to Napoli. It's unfortunate that Napoli has run away so far, but they've got a good chance. Obviously now, their Milan rivals in AC Milan are going through a bit of a crisis. Like, players from the World Cup break have just come back off form. And I feel like it was all going fine until that comeback draw produced by Roma, where they were leading 2-0 with Mobeka scoring with 10 minutes left. And then Roma just said 1-2 in the dying minutes of the game, with Abraham getting the equalizer in injury time. From then on, the wheels have just gone off. Fikayo Tomori is off form, now injured. Simon Kjaer has come in to partner Kalulu. The coach has now, Pioli, switched it to a back three. Giroud isn't firing on all cylinders. To be fair, Leao's not doing bad, but just against Leao's standards, he's underperforming. Tonali is not doing the same things. Theo Hernandez, I think, has lost confidence from the World Cup final loss. There hasn't necessarily been many disruptions there. Okay, the main one being obviously not having their number one keeper in Mainan, who's still out. But I don't know, there hasn't been outside disruptions, but the team that gets picked week in, week out just isn't performing. 4 losses on the bounce, a massive loss against Sassuolo at home. Inter Milan showed them they're just on a poor patch of form. But it's nearing the stages of a crisis, because if Giroud is not working the way he used to, and Leao isn't getting what he normally does, You can't rely on Rebic. Zlatan is still out for a while. Where will the goals come from to push them to the top? But anyways, it's done in Italy. Napoli's taking it. The San Pioli, aka Diego Maradona Stadium. It's going to be in delight in May. It's a shame that Maradona won't be there to see the first title since his. But yeah, my verdict with the Serie A, Utipelile. Napoli has wrapped it up, unfortunately. Even with the run that Inter Milan is on, 13 points is just too much. It's too much. Right now, it's just too much. Let's shift over to England and focus in on Manchester, where there's two teams fighting to challenge Arsenal. Let me start and finish quickly with Man United. Are they in the title race? Mathematically, yes. Realistically, no. They're not going to be able to keep up with Arsenal nor Man City. The football philosophy is still being implemented by Erik ten Hag. You see the signs of it, but in producing the results, it's not like they're playing the Ten Hag way that we know, The defense has become tighter. Casemiro has been immense. Rashford is in the form of his life. He's like the most skillful doctor right now and the highest scoring doctor right now on the football pitch. He's a man possessed right now. But as for challenging for the title, it's curtains, unfortunately. And in saying that, let me shift over to the noisy neighbors, the citizens of Manchester, who are going through a transition, ballers, This is as a unique season as it's been. They're in a new scenario for Manchester, Many notable figures have left this season, with Raheem Sterling, Gabriel Jesus, as well as Zinchenko, who have been there for all the titles. Zinchenko has been a great figure in the change room and on the pitch. And the players who they've brought in, Haaland is the only true starter there, whilst Zinchenko was a starter, rotated. Sterling for some time was a starter for a long time, except for the last maybe 12 to 18 months, and Jesus was always rotated, in all honesty. But in saying that, with bringing in Haaland, they've changed their dimension of attack now, They have a figurehead to look to at scoring, Whereas in the past, goals would have been shared. Sterling getting 10, Mahrez getting 10, Foden getting 10, Bernardo getting 10, Gundogan getting 10, De Bruyne chipping in with 10. With a figure like Haaland, now it's like -5 from Mahrez, -5 from De Bruyne, -3 from Gundogan, -3 from Foden, because a lot of the chances created are no more just created in and around whoever's playing in attack and who's rotating into the central area. There will be chances directly created to him. So a new dimension has been created with that alien. They're still acclimatizing to playing with that alien, just like how the alien is acclimatizing to play with them scoring the 25 goals that he's already scored, which is insane. It really is insane. But yeah, my ballers, City are going through transitional phase, and the best way to get the best out of Haaland is by reducing the amount of touches the midfielders or / attacking midfielders have. So in simple terms, Bernardo is not beneficial for a player like Erling Haaland if he's playing in midfield. If he's playing on the right wing, yes, there's more form of a directness as he's getting more touches and in a sense collecting more balls in the final third, where under Pep Guardiola's tactics, we know once you're in the attacking third, it's free for all. Other than that, it's quite systematic. Bernardo has many touches on the ball, which slows down play more so if he's playing in the midfield. So he's not beneficial to a player like Haaland. You'd rather start Gundogan more often than Bernardo. De Bruyne has been deployed in a new position this season, playing right behind the striker instead of his usual midfield position, even though as an attacking midfielder, he's been deployed far high up the pitch, having less touches, and more so just once getting the ball, find a way to create open spaces for the Mahrezes and the Grealishes. There's been many disruptions this season for Pep Guardiola's side, Cancelo not having as much game time, then choosing to bounce because an 18-year-old was showing him dust, unfortunately. Diaz, who's been a mainstay for the past 2 seasons in this centre-half pairing, has been out. Akanji, as the new signing, is a starter. And Nathan Ake, who was a rotational figure for the past 2 seasons, this season has been starting a lot of games at centre-back. You obviously can't rely on the fitness of Aymeric Laporte, which is unfortunate because he is probably their best centre-back. There's a lot on Pep Guardiola's hands, 5-point deficit to Arsenal. Man City faces Arsenal next week, but before that they have a test against Aston Villa at home this week, whilst Arsenal play Brentford at home and then have Man City at home as well. The teams still have to face each other twice this season, so there's still a lot up for grabs. And with that being said, I feel like there's more signs being shown from Arsenal that they can hold out to win the league title. As to whether they will, that's a whole nother question. Like the legend Sir Alex Ferguson said, you only start looking at the table in March. So in saying that, it's still early days. I'm leaning towards Man City, but the way I'm leaning towards them now versus before is beginning to decrease. And last but not least, let's go over to Spain, where Real Madrid dropped points this past weekend against Mallorca. They managed to collect 3 last week in the midweek fixture against Valencia, but on the weekend had also dropped points against Sociedad at home. It's a shame with how much racial abuse Vinicius gets in Spain, There's no more figures there, like what Casemiro did to Hughes. If Casemiro was there, he wouldn't take that rubbish Vinicius gets. If Ramos was there, it would be far, far lower, I feel like as time goes on, Rudiger will grow into that person who stands up for him, but you can't be calling upon figures like Asensio, Modric, Kroos, Time and time again, La Liga has to do more. Javier Tebas, the president, has to do more. Ancelotti can't keep crying week after week. Vinicius can't keep picking up silly yellow cards due to the racism. It affects him. He's only human, But in saying that, for the title race, the 3 points dropped against Mallorca was big, Going into this weekend, Barcelona plays first since Real Madrid is out at the Club World Cup. Barcelona can open up the points gap to 11 before Real Madrid plays Elche next week on Wednesday, and then have a tough away fixture against Osasuna the weekend after. Keeping Benzema fit will be crucial for Real Madrid, Not having them is a big loss. It's good to see Alaba back. He'll continue to start from now on. And Courtois also needs to be there for the run-in. I still see Real Madrid winning the league. They've got that sense of know-how and can pick up the results, even though Barcelona is able to grind out results. They're able to pick up that 1-0 victory away from home with a solid defense. I still see Real Madrid, I don't know why, I still see them getting the title, even though the points gap has been opening since the restart from the World Cup. There's still lots of time, March is still far. There's still many games to be played. There's time. They've got time on their hands. What they have right now is time on their hands. Barcelona are still going to go through it with playing on a Thursday night and coming to play on a Sunday in La Liga, There's a lot still to play for, but for Real Madrid to be able to defend their title, Tchouameni needs to stay fit, Modric needs to stay producing. Benzema is crucial. He has to stay fit. They just need to avoid injuries, Their main starting lineup has to be there. They can go on a run of games and just collect 3 points home and away, 3 points home and away, 3 points home and away. That really is Real Madrid. The brilliance of Rodrigo, whether starting or off the bench. Valverde needs to find his form. Vinicius Jr. will stay knocking on that door. Courtois will stay producing the saves, showing that he's the best keeper in the world. With my verdict, it's Madrid's. In May, they'll be the champions. And that's where I end off this match day on the main challenges to the title leaders. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. I hope you enjoyed this match day. I hope you checked out the previous match day. More entertaining match days coming your way. And until next time, my ballers, live long.